What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today, and today I have a very exciting model review for you all. Today we're going to be taking a look at the NG models LITE 1:400 scale Air India Airbus A350-900. So I hope all of you are excited for this today. Yet again, another really cool CRP redemption and way too good of a deal. And yeah, really excited to finally have this very stunning new livery in here. And considering that they have made this aircraft like 6 different ways, yeah, it was only fair that I got it. Anyway, excited to have it. With that said, let's just go ahead and get started. You got the A350 titles right here, Air India with their new logo, which I think is very modern, clean, and sleek to what they're looking for. Here's the CGI right here, the aircraft, and obviously you have some of the various elements. You know, you got some culture there, you got some looks there, kind of some different ways to put it all together, which I think really will benefit them well. And I really like this color contrast of purple, gold, and red. Really unique. I don't think we've quite seen that before, so it's always exciting when we have new aspects coming to the picture, right? But yeah, NG model CRP, this was 60 points, I believe, and for NG model LITE, I thought it was just a great deal overall. Again, very thrilled to have it. I think it's a really great system they have going, and glad to, you know, as I mentioned previously, if you're flexible and not picky, it usually goes pretty well, to be completely honest. So once again, excited to have it. And with that said, let's not waste any further time and go ahead and bring in the models. So yeah, these NG models LITEs might turn into a real workhorse on my side. I mean, I certainly do miss the antennas a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, I can get past it and they look really nice once you get past it. So yeah, the Air India A350-900 by NG. This is a great aircraft. Again, I think the livery really pops on it and it looks quite nice in quite a few different capacities. So very excited to have this, and also definitely check out the model airport bases right here by Brad Myers. The link's in the description. You get $5 off with CM Aviation. These are really nice, very heavily detailed, and I've done quite a few different videos on these, and I couldn't recommend them more. They are just truly instrumental in the capacity of what they can get accomplished. So with that said, we won't waste any further time as we have a really good looking aircraft to go ahead and take a look at. So let's just zoom in and get started with the Air India A350. Again, it's a 900 by NG and a very great looking aircraft, and one that I'm very excited to include in today's video. And again, it's in massive unboxing, or actually the first time saying in this video, it's in massive unboxing, I believe 68. So definitely check that out. Cockpit windows here along with the nose cone. You do have the raccoon mask, so features that you definitely hope to see integrated over. Now, a couple notes on NG models LITE as we've talked about in a previous video. First and foremost, the printing is not quite to the same quality, or sorry, not as to the same level as the normal die cast. It's that and the antennas are the big two missing pieces. So the nose landing gear door, for example, doesn't have the fleet code on it. And then you're also noticing there's no pitot tubes, inspection panels, those details, those are not printed on. So definitely an observation that you do want to have in mind if you're considering an NG model LITE aircraft, because obviously that is a big difference. And I think it's worth the substantial savings. Honestly, it looks pretty clean, kind of a nice throwback, like you have a modern mold with these, you know, different aspects. So it's definitely an interesting way to look at it, different way to think about it.
Wildcat Diecast has some of the best model aircraft deals out there. From great prices to all the brands to free shipping, Wildcat Diecast has you covered. This model aircraft retailer is a game changer and saves you money with every order. Save even more money with discount code CM Aviation for 10% off. Be sure to check out Wildcat Diecast and bring those amazing deals to your model aircraft collection today.
So I think that's kind of cool. But you got the India flag right there and the Star Alliance logo as well. So all those details come out quite nice, and I think it looks really cool. So big fan of that. But yeah, the L1 door right here looks really sharp as well. And then yeah, Air India's new billboard titles, by the way, very distinctive. I've always been a fan of, you know, really bolding up the font on any carrier. Like, fortunately, I think most carriers have figured that out at this point. You know, United, Qantas, American, Delta, kind of. And then, you know, Lion Air, for example, or, you know, it's a really long list of these carriers that have done the billboard titles like across the fuselage like this for the most part. And I think it really is the way to go for brand recognition and, you know, marketing, long list of items. But yeah, I really like the look of this Air India. I think this is a sensational, there we go, upgrade over the previous titles. You know, you can put the airline with the logo on this a little bit better, and I am a really big fan of that. So very good looking detail right there. It's really cool. You also can see right here the gold cheat line. That looks really nice, and you can see that kind of weighing up, so very happy with that. And then the red starts thereafter shortly, so we'll take a look at that underbelly in a moment, but definitely really cool to see the amount of detail. Now, obviously, very simple for the rest of the fuselage, but Air India does have a first class, and they have some premium economy followed by economy plus and normal coach economy. Engines look very nice. The pylon's really good, and I'm glad that no details are compromised, though I don't really know what you could compromise in regards to the structure of the mold. There's the wing root, which is nice too. Take a look at the engine and the spinner. Good detail once again. Very happy to see them bring that together, and that all looks quite nice. Then you have the actual slats here, which are really great, and then you have the winglet there as well, look quite nice. And then, yeah, as we pan this over to the back, you can see that gold sheet line that kind of comes up and through. You get the red underbelly there, which is strong. Main landing gear, and then you have the speed brakes there, very good detail. And then the sharklets definitely, or wingtips, or however you want to say them, definitely want to highlight those. You got gold on the outside, which is very nice. I think that's really cool when spotting the aircraft. You also have the gold trim on the engine, which I kind of forgot to highlight, but yes, that's very cool too. So yeah, engines and winglets look really nice. Then you have the new logo on the winglet as hoped. So you get the purple, gold, and red coming together to make a nice combination. I think it looks really sharp, so happy with those details, and definitely looks really cool. The registration of the aircraft after we take a look at the L3 and L4 door, which are very nice, and then get the red sheet line stops, and then gives the gold sheet line time to continue to progress. And then the registration is Victor Tango Golf Romeo Hotel. So a very nice registration to go with a very nice aircraft. You got the India flag twice. That doesn't happen on every aircraft, so it's cool to see it done twice there. It's definitely nice. And then you have the absolutely stunning tail, and this is probably the takeaway from the aircraft right here, is just how stunning this is. So yeah, really nice. You got kind of some texture there from what you'd see in like a structure, what I'm thinking the right word, a traction there, like not like a pyramid, but you know what I'm saying, like a building or whatnot. You would see a pattern like that most likely. And then you have that purple color, a very dark, rich purple, which is very unique. You don't see many airlines use purple in any capacity. The gold's a little bit more common. You will see that from time to time. So yeah, cool to see that gold implemented well, and I think that they did a good job going about the implementation of that. So that looks nice. And then the red also looks very good too. So I think that it's a really nice color palette. It really contrasts well, and I think it gives Air India, you know, really a way forward, which I think is really nice. And you know, I always want to mention and, you know, recognize the serious crash. It's very unfortunate. So thinking of all the families involved as always, and it's certainly a bummer, you know, obviously with Air India working to establish this new identity to have such a fatal accident. So of course, wishing all the best, and hopefully it will improve from here on out. So we can always hope for that. With the APU horizontal stabilizer detail as well, and yeah, NG models, we know how they do on their A350s. It's unmatched. Truly amazing, great details, and yes, very happy with the effort overall. The right side of the aircraft also looks very nice. You got the raccoon mask, once again, leading edge light, looks cool. You got the cargo doors, and yeah, just really all that detail comes together very well, and I'm just always very impressed when looking at NG, even without the antennas and all that, just truly a very good looking aircraft. Top of the aircraft looks very nice, so very happy with that detail. Bottom of the aircraft also looks really good. So overall, this is just a great effort. You do have the Air India titles down here, so that's really cool. You do have the baggage door right next to that gold sheet line. And I think this is a really cool way of putting it together. I think it looks really nice. Stand hole's great. You do have a couple of small panel details down there, which is interesting. And those particularly are hanging out right there by the eye. So you can see right there. One on the eye itself, and then a little lower panel detail there too, and then a line across. So yeah, those are nice surprises. And then, yeah, the cargo doors and some of the other details. So yeah, this is definitely a really cool aircraft. I would highly recommend it if you're in the market for Air India of sorts. Definitely a very nice airplane, and very happy to feature in the collection today. So feel free to let me know what you all think. I'm definitely curious and eager to hear all the thoughts and opinions. But yeah, I really hope all of you enjoyed this, like I said, and we'll be super excited to talk to you all very soon. And we have a bunch of very exciting videos ahead, so definitely stay tuned for them, and definitely check out Brad with the link in the description for his panels. He does an amazing job, and I couldn't recommend them more. So with that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name's CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as CM Aviation is signing off.